still looking for a good first song that has the same feeling as the second song, right? So I want the timer to be around 5-6 minutes. But the first song, Dreamer by Alan Walker, it's a nice song, but it doesn't really have the same vibe as the second one, which is Samurai by Jim Joseph. So just before the live stream, I was clicking around in the non-copyright playlist in Spotify just to see if I maybe find something in a few minutes time, but I didn't. So we're gonna stick with the two that we have for now. But hey, if you know a song that's non-copyrighted, let me know. You know, might just put it into the intro of the live stream. How you doing, everyone? Bettina, Donovan, MT, Hira, Kiwi, Donovan. Second time Donovan. But Rob, how you doing? Welcome. Good to have you here. So, another day, another live stream. I feel a lot fitter than I did yesterday, last night when I came back from France. But yeah, Kiwi, France was great. I mean, it's a great country, and the French Riviera is an area I happen to know quite well because of my French mom, and we always used to go on holiday to the south of France. So yeah, I had a great time. But of course, I was there for a reason, to check up on the apartment that we're interested in getting, and it's a great apartment, great view. Yeah, very happy. So hopefully the owner will pick us as the future residents. So yeah, and then after like visiting the apartment Thursday morning, I walked down to Lavoto Beach and walked through Monaco as well. So yeah, I had a good time. Got double Donovan, I know, right? Perkio, how you doing? Finally time to look at some trades again and grinding prices. It's been higher low, higher highs, right? And some bullish CVDs as well. All of the bullish CVDs did, however, play out. But so far in this move to the upside here, we did have some bullish CVDs building. 886 didn't yet touch the golden pocket. You know, still an area to keep in mind, and just above the daily. And then it's a bit empty. There is a point of control here, but I'll show that in a second. Dara, how you doing? Welcome. Exactly, Perkio. I mean, in the Netherlands, it's not like it's a bad day today. It hasn't been raining, but it's cloudy. Yep, it's cloudy. But hey, on average, the south of France does have more sunny days compared to the Netherlands. R.S. Miller, Barcelona, Spain. Look, he figured it out, you know. We can follow into the footsteps of R.S. Miller. So, in today's live stream, everyone, we're going to, of course, cover Elliott waves. Now, please keep in mind there is news as well at 4 p.m. Central European time. Let me refresh this here. So I'll put impact on 3. 4 p.m. Central European time. We have some news. So let's see if it's going to give us any volatility just before the weekend, which would be nice, so that in the weekend we can get another weekend range, which is typical. The last 2 weekend ranges, for your information, range number 1, range number 2. So generally longer sideways structures, and the expectations for upcoming weekend are no different, as it is very common for the weekend to go into a range. Based on probabilities, at least, the probabilities are much higher for a weekend range compared to a very volatile weekend where you have very big moves. It's very rare for price to escape the range that it's in. Even when you do move out shortly, you tend to fall back in, right? Move out shortly, tend to get back in that. Oh wait, this was on Monday, but then here again on Sunday. So yeah. Okay, Elliott wave wise, we're going to start on the 12-hour time frame. I'm going to go through the folders here. Now the probabilities haven't really changed. Of course, price has been grinding to the upside. Locally, we now, I think, also hit the 886 here. 1 second. So if we take it from the high of the range to the first low here, yeah, so we touched the 886. That decreases probabilities for an impulsive move down, increases probabilities, and the move down is corrective, increasing probabilities to still take out the high. once more. So we are getting quite close to testing that golden pocket actually, which would be interesting. Happens often after an 886 touch. And that is an interesting area to then look for a reaction. And if not, we move towards the upside. Daily is next. And then it's a bit of a gap. Now, I already spoke about, so we go into Elliott waves in a second, right? But I already spoke about the point of control here as well. So if we pull a volume profile, you can see that above the daily, it's a bit of a gap. But the only thing we have is then the point of control 69.3 and the value area high. But you're getting very close to the top, double top in that case. So you might as well just take the highs now. And then we have the blue box 70.8K to 71K. So yeah, there is the potential here for, I mean, look, again, probabilities haven't changed. It's literally according to probabilities. We were looking for a bit of a bounce and we so far have a bit of a bounce. Where's my probability? Oh, I accidentally removed my probability box, I see. 1 second here. I misclicked somewhere. Holy moly, where did I I'm afraid that my probability folder is absolutely gone and that I just simply have to make a new one. But no problem. Because I know what I wrote in the probabilities. Now, of course, because I Control Z so far, I have to redo this. But never mind. Let me quickly get the probabilities. There we go. And there we go. Beautiful. Make a folder. So these were the probabilities of this morning. And also yesterday, actually, last night, the probabilities were the same. It's on the lower time frame. Looking for a potential bounce here after the 886 touch. We took the high now, so that played out. We getting close to the almost at the golden pocket here. So yeah, the probabilities have been playing out very nicely. Not complaining. Okay, but let's go over the analysis, shall we? As price is doing its thing. Cool. So we're gonna go back to the 12-hour. I do like to zoom out. I was thinking, do I go over the weekly? But I did the weekly yesterday as well. So I wanna. It's always good to start on the higher time frame and then we zoom in. So winter sun is blasting here. That's nice. Yeah. How would you count this range locally? We'll get to that. So at the moment, I like this range here. I'm not very interested in counting it in a lot of detail. Right? That's why I don't have a count in a lot of detail here locally. But the CVDs can give me more direction. Higher low, lower low, bullish CVD. Again, higher low here, lower low on yellow. So double bullish CVD, which already played out. And now we took the high again. Higher lows, higher highs, simple market structure, 886 touch. Price does like to move to the golden pocket after an 886 as an important SR area. So we can have a look. But I don't have a count because at least that's my style. The lowest I go is 15 minutes. But the moment you get like a range and the price isn't really going anywhere, it doesn't make too much sense to count the move in detail. And I prefer to look at the time it takes to form that range compared to previous structures. But I'll cover that in a bit more detail in a second. What's up, Andrew? Maria, welcome. Heading home tomorrow. Okay, on holiday. Or holiday house. 12-hour time frame until possibly, Rob. I actually don't know. I do have a paid version, yes, but I wouldn't know if it is required, I guess. But if you don't have the 12-hour, just go to the daily. It doesn't matter. The daily is the same. It's just that the 12-hour, I align my FIB time in the box with the 12-hour. Okay, so yeah, before we start, and I'll repeat it later as well, I will soon add a few new books to the book list. I'm always reading some books as well, some good, some bad. If you haven't seen the recommended book list, which includes trading related books, trading psychology related books, money related books, investing books, all stuff that I have read myself and that I can recommend, is in the description. Also entrepreneurial books as an entrepreneur myself, and some personal development stuff. And I have a couple of books on my desk, and soon I will add them to the list. I quite often get questions about what books do you recommend. So if you want to know more about trading books and books I recommend, trading psychology, check the description. Also, I have changed the links of all the books because I spoke to Amazon and also some very kind subscribers that have bought something using the links. It's an affiliate link, of course, but somehow I never got commission. Now I don't even know how much it is, maybe a few cents, but it's just about, does the link work or not? And I can see it's clicked, but I never really received anything. So I got in touch with Amazon, and they told me I have to put the, I basically need a different link. So all the links have been renewed. I don't know if they work. I don't know if I did anything correct now. But hey, if you're looking for a book and you want to support the channel a bit, please buy through the affiliate link, and then I figure out, and send me a DM please as well, because I need to figure out if it actually works. And I'm not allowed to buy anything myself because it goes against the rules of Amazon, lol. Okay, there we go. So that being said, let's cover the Elliott wave analysis. News at 4 p.m. So we're definitely going to stay around till 4 p.m., right? And have a look at the local price action. Nirmal, welcome. Good to have you here. Okay, so on the 12-hour, and if you don't have the 12-hour on the daily time frame, always good to zoom out. This is your bullish scenario here, a 5-wave move to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5, right? Looking for a finished 1, then 2, continuation up in a wave 3. Karim, BNB, how you doing? Welcome, guys. So for this wave 2, we want to see a corrective structure to the downside, and at the moment probabilities of this move to the downside are higher. It is a corrective structure that started with a 3-wave move to the downside instead of this being an impulsive structure so far. The common target for 2 is still a little bit lower, 05786. The 382 is touched, rare target, or uncommon target, the 886 is rare, right? So 66K is touched, the 05 is at 64.2. Invalidation is the low. Has to be said that this is a truncated 5 on my chart. On some charts, the high of 3 has been taken with the high here. On my chart, it did not. I'm not a big fan of truncations, but for an impulsive structure, this is by far the best way to count it instead of putting this 1 over here, right? That doesn't look as good as having wave 1 over here. So, and also this is a corrective structure to the downside at the moment, by far highest probabilities. If I would move this wave 1 to the high on the left, then you have to count a flat here or a WXY, but a flat, in that case ABC, but then C needs to be a 5-wave structure, which at the moment we don't have, as we don't have an impulse to the downside here. So it doesn't really work. So that's why wave 1 on the right here works nicest, right? So that is the why behind the count. Usually, of course, in the videos, I just show the count. In live streams, I can explain a bit more about why did I put wave 1 here compared to putting wave 1 here, right? What's the reason behind it? And also the reason that this is a higher probability flat compared to WXY is this is a zigzag, then you have X, and then Y needs to be a flat, which at the moment we don't have, or a triangle. So yeah. Anyway, preferably your wave 2 ends after the 0.382, which is sitting on the 22nd of June, taken from the low to the high of that same wave 1, because we're comparing wave 1 with wave 2 in time. Most commonly, wave 2 ends after the 382. At the moment, that is not yet the case. So we might still be stuck in this range between 74K and pretty much 60K for at least another 2 weeks or 1 week, 8 days. Well, probably 2 weeks anyway. So something to look forward to, I suppose. If we then zoom into this wave 2, right, we're looking for a 3-wave corrective structure. Right? We want to see a corrective move to the downside to increase the probabilities to move up after to take out the all-time high. And that means that on a lower time frame, we're looking for a 3-wave corrective structure. Go to the 1 hour here. All right. And here, we then have that first structure down labeled as a zigzag ABC and a wave W, right? Now the common target for your wave X is the 618886 taken from the start to the end of W, 69.771.3. Has been hit once over here, the golden pocket has been touched. We do still have some resistance above, a little bit of additional resistance, 70.871K. And time-wise, if this is your wave X, it is a very short wave X in time. This high was made before the 0.382 fib time, taken from the start to the end of W, comparing W in time with X in time. Now wave X can be quite tricky. Wave X is same as like a wave B. It can be very short, can be very long, but probabilities in Elliott waves generally are higher for wave structures to follow up to one another in at least a 382 time relationship. It's just probabilities. That's in the end all we can trade. So therefore, the probabilities generally would be higher now for this wave X to not yet be finished, right? And to still continue this range of your wave X before then wave Y down, likely taking the low of W in a WXY. It's not a requirement that a wave Y takes the low of W, at least in a sideways double combo, WXY. But it oftentimes does. If your wave X is not yet finished, then at the moment, the highest probability scenario would be a flat for your wave X, a 3-wave A, then a B and a C to take the high of wave A, and an interesting target for C is the resistance that I've just spoken about as well here. Now the most common target for a wave B in a flat is the expanding flat target, which is down here. We haven't hit it at the moment, right? 1.236, 1.38, 65K to 64.4, taken from the low to the high of 8. A regular flat target is the 0.9 to the 0.5. Regular flat is less common, but a target area nonetheless. We hit the 0.9 as you can see, 66.4K was that target. But then we need to see a wave C to the upside, meaning impulsive structures. So far, we have been creating some higher highs and higher lows, some bullish CVDs on the lower time frames as well. So that is at least a good start. But we do need to see a bit of a move, right? We need to see a more impulsive move, volume coming in. And at the moment, we are still grinding here. Resistance to the upside, first of all, is your golden pocket taken from the low to the high. Yes, not from the high to the low this time. Because we touched the 886. And quite often after an 886 touch, a price does like to move to the golden pocket. We haven't yet hit it, but it is a resistance area now. Above the golden pocket, we have a daily, 68.2, and then we pretty much get to the target box. A small side note is the point of control. Let me show you here. So point of control 69.3. If you can pass this, then well, pretty much a high of A is what you're going to be looking for. Okay. In case your wave X is finished, right? Lower probabilities it is finished at the moment because of time. But in case it is finished and we put wave X on the high and we're looking for a wave Y down, then a double zigzag would have the highest probabilities in a WX and then another 5, 3, 5. So looking for a bit of a bounce, but this time it's not a whole move to the upside wave C to move above 70K. In this case, you move for a B and then a C to the downside, where we are looking for corrective structures and continuation down in a wave A, B, C inside wave Y. In that case, with regards to support, the blue box 65.1, 65.3, and below this 62, well pretty much 63K to 62.9K. If we take a trend-based fib from the start to the end of W, to the end of X, your most common target area for Y is between the 1 and the 1.236. Trend-based fib extension, 64K to 62.6K. Extension target, which is quite rare for a wave Y, is 60K. And the 0.618 is a target, but in a double zigzag, your wave Y does have to move below W. Like you want a sharp corrective move to the downside with Y ending below W, which at the moment is not the case. All right, but probabilities at the moment, because of time, would be higher for a wave, like any structures here, to still be wave X price action. Now I already spoke about the 886, taken from the low to the high. 886 is touched. The move to the upside already had lower probabilities of being an impulse, right? We spoke about that for the past couple of days. And now that price has also touched the 886, probabilities increase even more to sooner or later take out the low. Right? The fact that this was a corrective structure to the upside also increases probabilities to sooner or later take the low, but the 886 adds probabilities to this. Any move to the upside has a higher probability now of being a wave C or a wave Y, as the 886 is more common for a wave B or a wave X, this low here. It is a rare target for a wave 2 in an impulse. Therefore, probabilities increase to sooner or later, either directly or first move up, take the low. Which would be nice when we think about the higher time frame as well with the wave 2, right? That I spoke about in the beginning. If we're looking for a bit of a deeper retracement in 2, that is a way to get there. And also time-wise, we would extend the structure in time by continuing to range here locally in that WXY to then eventually move down into the 05786 pocket after the 382 on the 22nd of June. So that is how different things come together on the different time frames. Bearish scenario WXY. We've been talking about this for a couple of times already, of course. Y target is here, preferably ending after the 382, which is the 21st of June. Lower probabilities, and that's because of C. Wave C has to be a 5-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, nothing wrong with the 5-wave structure over here to the upside, except for it's truncated on my chart, but hey. The issue mainly is the wave or the fib time. 2 fib time has been passed, taken from the start of A to the end of B. Wave C is twice the length of A plus B. It reduces the probabilities that this move up, if counted impulsively, is a wave C, increases the probabilities that if counted impulsively, this is either a wave A or a wave 1. So probabilities are not on the side for this structure. Now, if we are looking for a wave Y, most commonly a zigzag, but that doesn't work anymore on the lower time frame. So we have to look for either a triangle or a flat. If we look for a triangle, A, B, C, D, E, your wave A didn't even make it to the 0.618 fib time, low probability, or a trend-based fib extension target, minimum target generally for wave Y, low probabilities, so a flat would suit best. But in that case, the probabilities are the same as the bullish scenario, where you just look for price to take out the high, and once it does, we'll take it from there, no? Because once you do take the high, there's another bearish scenario, which is the flat ABC, but we don't really need to talk about it just yet, as long as we don't really have taken that high. Now the flat inside wave Y, 4-hour time frame, would look like this. Zigzag A, looking for a 3-wave B, 5-wave C to move below the low of wave A. As long as wave B does not at least move up to 71.5K, your invalidation is the low of A. Wave B most commonly is a zigzag structure or double zigzag, so a 5-3-5, but that doesn't work because of the first move down, or a WXY double zigzag, which could work. The problem is that your wave X retraced to the 07 Fibonacci, taken from the low to the high of your W, significantly decreasing probabilities for a double zigzag inside wave B, which decreases probabilities for this scenario, increases probabilities for the WXY. We spoke about the CVD divergences just now. All of these have played out, at least the ones here locally. So we had a higher low here on price, lower low CVD. Played out the moment we took the high. Price came down here. Again, bullish CVD divergences has also already played out because we took the high once again. We do have bullish CVDs here as well. target is the high. I prefer looking at CVD divergences here and not really at this one. And the reason is that this bullish CVD, the bigger one, is related to the 886 probabilities as well, right? Because this low touched the 886. So yeah, you have bullish CVDs here with the target being this high. However, we touched the 886. So when we think about CVD and how to use CVD, personally, I'm not interested in this CVD because of the 886 touch. What I am then looking for, like I would not trade the bullish CVD with this low. All right. What I would then prefer to wait for myself is a range to form after price moves down as well, waiting for a range and look for local signs of strength here. And then we had a bit of bullish CVD here, which played out, bullish CVD here as well. So price is making higher highs, higher lows as well, almost moving towards the golden pocket as well, which is the first area of resistance to the upside. We have some news, 4 p.m. Central European time, so that is in 14 minutes. So let's see if we can get some sort of a breakout, and the probabilities are exactly the same as earlier today. By all means, we already had a bit of a bounce to the upside, right, by the time of recording as well. So, and yesterday, so yesterday price was over here when we were live. We were talking about the potential for a bounce and the probabilities as well. And yeah, so far we had a bit of a bounce to the upside here, which is good to see. Now, with regards to the probabilities though, 12-hour, which is the daily in case you don't have the 12-hour, but the bullish impulse has a higher probability than the bearish WXY. On the 4-hour, the WXY has a higher probability than the flat. In other words, continuing the corrective structure, continuing the range, right? And the 886 is hit over here, which increases the probabilities to sooner or later take out this low, also if price moves to the upside. And on the 1-hour time frame, probabilities already played out, and we keep an eye on it. But these are the probabilities for from this morning, was to look for a bounce to the upside, same as yesterday as well. And yeah, so far we have a bit of a bounce to the upside. Yeah, and this is a bit of like the reason why the probabilities were like that. So first of all, we touched the 886, and it is quite often the case that price then moves to the golden pocket. It's not really Elliott waves related per se, it's just something that you'll see oftentimes. But from an Elliott waves point of view, if we look for a flat, we're looking for a bit of a bounce as well. Be mindful that the most common flat target is still below here, also below this low. So I will not be surprised if an expanding flat, maybe some news, grab the liquidity and then turn around. It's going to be something that's going to happen. And if your high of X is in, we're looking for A, B, and then C. So therefore, we're also looking for a bounce. So pretty much 886 to golden pocket, that's a bit of a bounce. We had a potential flat, also a bounce, and an ABC, also a bounce. And then once entering, I mean, depending on your plan or strategy, but when you enter a long, you immediately know exactly what your areas of resistance are, your areas of resistance are, and how to manage a trade. So, and when to put things break even, take profit, look for the reaction, and all that stuff. And so far, yeah, it's been higher lows, higher highs. Bullish CVD divergences have played out, and we already got that bounce. And yeah, we are now at the order block. So we have a bit of an order block next to the golden pocket here as well on the 50-minute time frame. So we've hit this, right? The golden pocket is just above. So yeah, we are now entering an area of some resistance. And we'll take it from there. So yeah, it's always nice. Cannot deny. It's always nice when probabilities play out. And yeah, so far it's actually been a very good couple of weeks in this range. Sometimes had to be very patient, but yeah, it's been good so far. So yeah, that is that. No, let's do like get into chatting and Q&A. not to forget, we do have news coming up as well. And I have no idea when I started the analysis. We are now at 35 minutes. The times are here. So 35, 15, 35. Okay, so about 3:35. So we started here, I think around 3:30 with the analysis. And that is 20 minutes ago. So that is about minute 16. Pin the message. It's hard to catch the live stream in the States. What's up, Rodney? Yeah, of course it's early for you guys. Hodl Crypto. What's up? Good morning. Guten Tag. Yeah, of course, in the US. So it's early morning, depending on where you live, of course. It can be very early in the morning. And I always go live like 2, 3, 4 p.m. When it is 3 p.m. What's your time now? Work gets in the way. Ah, I see. Yeah, as well. I mean, same with Europeans, because I'm streaming in the afternoon, Central European time. So generally Europeans are working as well. Yeah. Oh, it's 10. I see. MDT. Okay. West Coast. Yo, look at the Americans here. Oh, 1 second. Let me have a look here if anything happened. Mark, how you doing? 100 watching, 20 likes. People know where the button is. Mark, only one YouTube monitor. Oh, and then we're pretty much here. Could the current range on the 50 minutes be a triangle before we get the wave 1 of an impulse to the upside? You can't get a triangle followed by a wave 1, right? A triangle is a continuation pattern. So if you have a triangle structure, a triangle can appear in a wave 4, wave X, wave B, wave Y, wave Z, WX, X, WX, Y, X, Z, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. And wave E. I knew I was forgetting one in a triangle. So yeah, you don't, unless you're thinking about a WX, Y, or Z, where the triangle is ending a structure, right? You don't actually get a wave 1 out of a triangle. So we can't count this here a triangle and then look for a wave 1 afterwards. If this is a triangle, right, then first of all, we need to identify this whole structure that makes a triangle legit here. So you need to think about either a wave 4 here, wave X, B, Y, Z, E. At the moment, it is not really something or not something that I am looking for. And besides, it's also not a triangle. So when we look at this structure here, you can see this high has been taken, right? And then again, the high has been taken again, right? And the only moment where that is a possibility is a running triangle, where you have your wave A, B, C, D, E, right? And then move down. But your wave B can take the origin of A, but then all the other highs need to be inside the contracting trend lines, unless you have an expanding triangle. But then you want to see A, B, C, D, E, which is not the case, right? So a triangle here has low probabilities compared to other structures. And yeah, so yeah, that answers the question, I suppose. 10 a.m. Maybe a band-aid. Okay. America is so big, man. Like on the one side it's 6, on the other side it's 10. Here it's currently almost 4 p.m. Mind you, by the way, everyone, in 5 minutes and 20 seconds we have some news. What's up, MRD? The Americans. I mean, of course, I say the Americans. I mean South America, North America, Canada, of course the Canadians. I mean, sorry for the Canadians there. Same time as you. Yeah. I mean, for some, again, they're at work in the middle of the day when I am live streaming. So, of course, arguably, I can stream in the afternoon or the evening, Central European time, so that Europeans have a higher probability of joining, as well as, I mean, the Americans are then working and the Asians are sleeping. So, yeah, generally afternoon works best, I think. Vrijmibo. Yeah, that's a thing in the Netherlands, no? I love the real-time analysis. Cheers, Holo Crypto. Yeah, I always enjoy doing live streams as well, and 4 minutes to see if we get some action as well. Good to have you here, Holo Crypto. If Bitcoin will go low, what is the lowest to get? And still, we can say Bitcoin is bullish. That would be the 786 at 59.8K. Babidi. That's from Dragon Ball, no? Babidi? Yeah, the wizard controlling Boo. 4-star strength at Detroit. I've never actually been to Detroit. I've been to the West Coast, San Francisco, right? That's where we landed. And then Monterey, LA, and then Vegas. But hey, America is so big. There's so much to discover. USA is crazy. So if we get a push up, breaking the gold pocket resistance, what wave can we count the push? If you do get a good push to the upside, you're either going to be counting that a wave 3 or a wave C if you're thinking about zigzag structures, or a wave Y in corrective structures. So then if you do get a push to the upside, you break the golden pocket, right? What we're going to be looking for, by the way, news in 2.5 minutes. But if this happens, just for the sake of your question, if you do get a move to the upside and you break the golden pocket and you see volume coming in, you're either going to label this a wave 3, wave C, or wave Y. Right? Now, because of the mess here locally, no interest in counting that. This move up will then decide what's going to happen. Because after wave 3, we eventually want to see a 4 and a 5. If wave 4 is going to retrace to then the golden pocket, nice, right? Then a wave 4 is invalidated, which increases probabilities it's corrective, and a move down can be expected to take the lows. So it's very much depending on that move to then the upside if you do move up, right? Yeah, it's the wizard. Oh man, look, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super. Big fan. I always loved Dragon Ball, man. It's my favorite anime series. It's so good. Livonia. I gotta visit Detroit, it seems. I'm feeling so old right now. Yeah, I mean, it's the good old times. I always came home too late to watch. So I watched it like after, like during holidays and stuff. What's up, Johan? Congratulations. Finished my engineering for this year. Congrats. Great to hear. I'm doing fine. Yeah, doing good. Had a very busy 2 days. Was very tired last night. 50 seconds left before the news. But yeah, I've been doing good. I will soon add some more books to the book list as well. I mentioned that in the beginning of this live stream. By the way, I do get questions about books quite often. So that's why I made a book list in Discord and in the description. Also, I changed all the links because I think the links were wrong. So because some members buying a book that they were interested in asked like, if I do get anything, but I didn't get anything. So I didn't know how it works. So I got in touch with Amazon and they told me to use a different link and try that. So now I have different links. So, hey, if by like just a general thing, if you do get a book by the links below, please let me know so that I can actually check if they work, because I don't know. And I'm not allowed to buy something myself because it goes against Amazon guidelines. Okay, so with my link. It's news now. 4 p.m. Central European Time. Michigan Consumer Sentiment Prel. No idea what it is, but let's see if it does anything on the chart, shall we? So we've hit the order block. So the order block in the golden pocket is currently your main area of resistance above price. Now the probabilities of this morning and last night have played out. We got a bit of a bounce to the upside, so that's good to see. But now entering some resistance, see if we can push and continue to higher prices by passing it, or take the low. It would be nice to have one either or before the weekend, to be honest. I don't want to range here the whole weekend. Shit. Oh yeah, and I was in France, not too bad as well. The Toonami days. CrossFit. I have done CrossFit, yes. I do enjoy doing CrossFit. Dragon Ball, favorite thing of all time. It's so good, man. It's so sad that they don't really bring any new episodes on the market. I do know that on YouTube, fan-made, they have... what's that? Dragon Ball Hero, I believe it is. But I never really got into that. You know, it's different. What's up, Barbie? How you doing? What do you mean we hit the order block? L scripting on a 15-minute time frame. We move to the downside. One candle the other way, one bullish candle, and then continue down again on volume. There's one bullish candle in the middle of the move to the downside is called an order block, right? It's an area of support or an area of resistance in this particular example. And it's in confluence with the golden pocket. So yeah, therefore it's interesting. And you can find order blocks on all of the different time frames. So people have been buying here, bit of support, eventually it failed. People in losing positions might get out at break even. So the moment you hit an order block, you might actually see a decrease in open interest as people are getting out of their positions by being in a loss for so long, get out. So they're selling, possibly moving into shorts, who knows? But now it's about just observing the reaction. This grind to the upside here, it doesn't really make sense to count this in a very, in a lot of detail. If John was here from Australia, John HBG, he loves to count 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute stuff. But yeah, it's not really my thing. Do you plan to live in France? Yes. The house in the Netherlands, where I'm now, is already sold. So, I was in France yesterday to check up on an apartment. I love CrossFit and Ollie lifting. Yeah, I like CrossFit as well. You know, it's like you do it with a group of people, all with the same mindset, trying to do as many rounds as you can. Very tiring. I don't know. Olympic lifting. Wow. Wait, Rodney, Olympic lifting. Have you done anything with Olympics? Mavio, please tell me, what do you think is the best ratio for the deal? 1 to 3 or some other, and what methods are there? And ooh, big question. So the only way I can answer this is that this depends on your own plan. So a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio is great, right? If you know that works for your strategy, then it's perfect. However, that's where the thing is. It depends on your plan or your strategy. So a 1 to 3 is good. A 1 to 2 is very safe, of course. You know, a 1 to 3 is good as well. But maybe your strategy actually has a 1 to 5 as the highest earning potential. It depends on the data. So if you are Okay, so I got to do this, chat. Let's go through the 6 steps shortly just to make my point. So you need to make a plan and a strategy and collect data. And based on the data, you will be able to see what your best risk to reward ratio is for the most amount of profit. In other words, step 1, try as many free tools as you can in TradingView, indicators, build experience. Step 2, find your favorite tools and build statistics. Step 3, combine some of the favorite tools, build more statistics on the combination. Now you're building a strategy. Step 4, tweak and adjust. Add a tool, remove a tool, build more data, right? We're here in the data collection phase. Step 5 is you start trading it and work on trading psychology, recommending the book, The Mental Game of Trading, link in the description. Step 6 is increase your portfolio size. So when you build statistics, one of the statistics that you're going to track is risk to reward ratio and win rate. And these two go hand in hand, because usually the higher your risk to reward ratio, the lower your win rate, but it doesn't mean the lower your profit, right? Your win rate might go down, but your risk to reward ratio might increase by so much that you still have more profit. So a 1 to 3, like even a 1 to 2, if you have a 50% win rate, right, with a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, you're profitable, which is cool, right? But you need data to confirm this. If you have a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio, you can be a trader with only a 30% win rate pretty much, and you're still profitable. But it depends on your plan and your strategy. So yeah, I know based on my data that I trade, so with Elliott waves, I don't have a set RR. It's different all the time. But with the other strat, based on data, the most profitable risk to reward ratio is 1 to 3. So that's why the target is a 1 to 3 always. And yeah, it's data. So I can only answer your question with, yeah, sure, a 1 to 3, the best ratio, 1 to 3 is cool, but the best ratio depends on what you trade. It depends on the tools you use, depends on the confluence, depends on the strategy. And once you have a strategy, then go and track the data for your win rate and your risk to reward ratio to then try to optimize it. You can only optimize your RR and get a better idea by collecting data. So the method was the 6 steps that I just explained. And by collecting data, you can then eventually also calculate it. Oh, and I mean, calculating from a simplicity point of view is if you have, you use this tool here, which is your long position in this case, or your short. So if price is and then and then imagine that your strategy has a couple of confluences and they all align here. Now you enter your position, stop below the low or whatever, wherever you put your stop, doesn't matter. And you're going to look for price to move up. No? So your 1 to 3 RR is going to be this. 3. 1% risk, 3% gain. Now, based on the data, you will know how often you hit TP, how often you hit your stop loss because of your win rate. Survey of 500 rondos. What's that? I had a friend come to me asking for information about trading, and he was way too excited, overexcited. So I just decided to send him straight to your videos so he can see the reality. Also taught him the magic steps. You're doing great, Johan. You're doing great. Like the excitement at the beginning is probably, oh shit, I can earn so much money in such a short amount of time. Like I'm going to be a millionaire tomorrow. I'm going to put all my savings in and put on a trade. Just click the button. Can't be that difficult. Until they lose everything and figure out it's actually difficult to be long-term profitable. But yeah, thanks, Johan. And yeah, the 6 steps, teach them, let them know. Spain is much cheaper. Yeah, but it's not about the money. I mean, by all means, if you go to the south of France, the most expensive area is around Monaco, and that's where we're moving. So it's not about the money. It's about, you know, it's about the area that attracts us. So about the facilities, about the lifestyle, about the view. Olympic lifting through CrossFit. I see. Heck no. I learned a lot from CrossFit. I gotta say, I learned how to squat. I learned how to climb ropes. You know, in the past, when I was in high school, I always climbed ropes with only my arms. I didn't use my feet. I'm an Olympic weightlifting coach, and yeah, I love Maddox. Don't worry, we can be friends. Oh, there you go. So Rodney, you can get some coaching from 4-Star Strength in case you do want to get to Olympic lifting. Look at him go. 4-Star Strength, such a legend. Newsly, braver in a flat right now. Minimum target for wave B is... no. The minimum target is the 0.9, which has already been hit. So if you're looking for a flat, then for a flat, the minimum target is the 0.9 fib, 66.4K. Now the reason is that you have three types of flats. You have an expanding flat, you have a running flat, and you have a regular flat, and you have a running flat, right? This is your wave B. In all cases, your wave B is the high. So in an expanding flat, yes, you want price to go here. In a regular flat, you want price to go to the 0.9105. In a running flat, it's more common for price to move to the same area as the expanding flat. So therefore, your minimum target is the 0.9 Fibonacci at 66.4K. However, the most common flat is an expanding flat. The second, less common flat is a regular flat, and a rare flat is the running flat, right? So therefore, when thinking about flat structures, the first flat you're thinking about is an expanding flat with a lower target. But I always keep an eye on the 0.9 to the 105 area because I do want to know when it is hit in case we do get a reaction, potential proof of support and continuation up in a wave C. But most common flat expanding, right? Uncommon regular, rare running. Great opportunity to also show you that what I talk about here, I actually still have to talk about what's most common versus rare. So that video is still coming, but a full Elliott wave playlist is here. Everything you need to know about Elliott waves is in this playlist. It's on the home channel at the top, or you go to playlists, right? You go to view the full playlist and then it's right here. So everything you have to know. I will make a video about what is most common, what is uncommon, what is rare. That's still coming. Also a video in particular about the 886 and the 618. But the core content, everything you have to know about Elliott waves as it is already here. Now that's been made. Yeah, the 1, 2, 3 is a good starter pack, I suppose. Of course, you know, having a plan and preferably data to support the 1, 2, 3 is best. But a 1, 2, 3 is, yeah, it's a perfectly fine RR if your win rate is good enough. So you do want to have a win rate above 30% to be profitable, which means that imagine you have a 40% win rate, right? Which means over 100 trades, you win 40 trades and you lose 60 trades. So a loss is 1%, a win is 3%. You are going to be profitable, losing 60 trades, winning 40 trades. You're going to be long-term profitable. The only thing that's holding you back then is going to be account size. Yeah. I prefer paella. Me too, though. I don't really like snails. Oh, 500 random people. I see. Why is it then marked as high impact news if it's 500 random people? I don't feel right. I don't know anything about this. I have no interest in news whatsoever. the only interest I have is, hey, you know, red time 4 p.m. So I want to know if we might get some volatility. But what's up, Ace Winner? Bring people together since 2018. Oh, I don't know. It's probably gonna happen where people are gonna meet up just because they're in the community. So I met Mark. I mean, we're both living in the same country still, so it was easy for us to meet, and we also live quite close to one another. So I met Mark, and Mark is the first person I've met through trading/YouTube. Yeah. Yo, cheers, 4-star strength. Can you explain how to measure Elliott waves with FIB time? I recommend to go through all of these videos. I will shortly show you how FIB time works, but I cover FIB time in every video for every scenario. So in every video, I talk about the Fibonacci targets, FIB retracements, FIB time, volume, examples, tips. It's all covered in a lot of detail. But to show you how FIB time works, just for the sake of learning, I suppose, if we go to a 12-hour to make it easy, go to the higher time frame. If we count this structure as a finished structure, right? In this case, an impulse. You take a FIB time from the start, first click, to the end, second click, third click. The reason you click 2 and 3 here is because you want to compare this move up with what's coming after, a correction. If this is an impulse, you want to now compare the impulse in time with the correction in time. So you take a FIB time from the low to the high, right, to compare these two. And then the 382 generally is a minimum target. Now on the 1 hour time frame, right, you can do the same, but now for corrections. So if we're looking for a W, X, and a Y, you can take a FIB time from the start of W to the end of W, and then double click here to compare W with X in time. If wave X is already finished, just because I want to use this example, you take a FIB time from the start to the end of W to the end of X to compare W with wave Y. FIB time, click 1, click 2, click 3. We're looking for wave Y to the downside. Now all of the targets, all of the FIBs, all of the Fibonacci time pools are all inside this playlist as well. So I very much recommend to check that out. Your thumbnail show trading, but you show only analysis. Why? Because my channel name is koenztrading. That's why the word trading is in there, mate. I never had this question. I do like the question. Nice one. That's why. Trader Coin. If you are interested in learning how to trade Elliott waves, check out the first link in the description, right? And that one will help you because that is where I share any Elliott wave trading setup that is interesting, and I explain why that setup is interesting, and also possibly what I am looking for myself to then take it or not. So the first link in the description, the highest one. Maybe that's what you're looking for. And their willingness to spend money. I see. Okay, their willingness to spend money. And what did it say here? The lowest since November. Does that mean they are not willing to spend money now? I'm so clueless, man, about news. I'm such a technical analyst, but it's interesting you know about it, so I'm interested. Now I'm interested. By the way, let me remove the time sense here. If the DXY is pushing a little high, it will make a yearly high. Oh, there you go. Of course, for Bitcoin, it would mean taking the lows here, probably. Yeah, it was great indeed. good weather, good company, good food as well. Traveling to America for meetup anytime soon. What's up, Austin Davis? I don't have any trips planned to America. The last time I was there was in 2022 September, October. I have to think, because with the Global Esports Federation, I'm a board member. I think so. This year we go to China. Next year is Dubai, and I think the year after is the US. So I might go to the US, but only in 2027 or 2026, as like a planned visit. What's up, Jay-Z? How you doing? Jeroen, welkom. Goed dat je er bent. Goed dat je er bent. Ben een beetje bezig geweest met tijd ook. Mijn tijd. Still have to continue doing a bit more. I've been checking my time. So earlier today, like, I basically checked, like, okay, you know, how can I, like, how much time do I have for everything that I do? How can I manage my time the best? So I've been using some ChatGPT and get a bit more insight in how I can spend my time most effectively with everything. Yo, Newsly, welcome to Bronze. Thanks for your support, Joe. Cheers. Now you get the nice badge. So the bronze badge, that's where it starts. Afterwards, you go to silver, and then you go to gold, then green, and I think there must be people out there that have already the blue badge, light blue. I think there's only a few now that have been a member. I think it's for like half a year, maybe even longer. The heat of Texas. How warm is it in Texas? I'll be here in 2026. Cool. We'll get in touch. 2026. Yeah, that's still 1.5 year. Curious to see where Bitcoin is by that time, and where the channel is as well by that time. That should be interesting. 90. What's that in degrees? That's Fahrenheit, you know? You're 90 Fahrenheit. 32. Holy shit. At 9 a.m.? Huh. No, man. That's too warm. I don't like that. Thank you for what you do. Cheers, Nuno. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I love puzzling with Elliott ways and sharing everything I know and helping you all out wherever I can. So, yeah. Thanks for your message. It's very kind. I remember the World Cup in soccer in 94. I was in Orlando. The heat and humidity were ridiculous. In 94, I was 2 years old. Didn't even know what soccer was. True. Yeah, true. So bronze is the supportive level, and people get the badge and some of the emotes. I think it's like, what is it? $3? 70%, 30% goes to YouTube. So like what? 2 something. Yo, Rodney. Have a good one. Enjoy your day before the weekend. The final day before the weekend, yo. So price moving down on a little bit of volume after touching the order block. Let's see what's happening here. We had some bearish CVD here after the high. Lower high on price, higher high on the 3 minute. Already played out, of course. Here as well. Red candle, CVD moving up. Absorption of market longs with limit shorts. So we might actually go for the lows. At least some volatility would be nice today before the weekend hits. So that we have some new info and a new place to range for the weekend as well. Let's see if it can. Stay away from Florida. I'm not too familiar with what's happening in each state. So I was in Florida myself in 2022, September, October. So the reason of visiting the US was I had to speak at an event of Capgemini, their Spark CXO event in Pebble Beach. So that's why I was there. I've also been to Chicago once, also to speak for, what was the company? Society. You write it as SOGETI. It's a daughter company of Capgemini. So I was invited to speak in Chicago, but that was very much in out because I went to Chicago. I was there for 1.5 days, speak, and then I had to leave because I had to go to London for another speaking thing. So, let me tell you that's tiring, eh? In and out. 108, not degrees, right? Fahrenheit. Must be. Cheers, Austin Davis. Good luck. Enjoy the day. Back pedal. These are like inside jokes I don't get. We don't poke the gators. Look at the Americans here. They know all the puns and stuff. Yeah. At least we changed market structure now. We took the low here. One second. Okay, we back. That was my wife coming in. She needed something. I'm new on your channel, learned so much more and understood more just from watching 2 of your lives than 3 years of watching various tutorials on YouTube. Yo. Ninol, thanks, man. So, Ninol, are you interested in Elliott waves or just trading in general? But it's a pleasure. Again, I enjoy sharing. So, thanks, man. Let me take a little screenshot here. Love to see it. Let me send it to myself. My name is Christine. Okay, I'll try to remember. But Christine, thanks for the kind words. Welcome to the channel as well, by the way. And if you want to know more about Elliott waves, make sure to check out the playlist and ask questions, right? Especially during the live streams. For us traders under the MiCA regulations, what's that about? Stopped out of the long in the chop here. Yeah, but that's okay, So we hit resistance, price moving down. Yeah, we might now fulfill the 886 probabilities of actually getting to the low. I have a good count time-wise, which may be possible. C group, MOS 2. Did you tag me? By any chance? Oh, you mean the expanding flat? A, B, C. And this is an X in your case. So in that case, if this is X, you are looking for a W, X, A, B, C, and Y. Yeah, that's a possible. It's a possible count. So in that case, your X is a probably double zigzag for a WXY here. W zigzag, X double zigzag, Y possible flat, grab the lows and then reverse to the upside. Yeah, absolutely. What's the probabilities? Take the low of 66 and then move up. Well, the move up depends on the reaction. But if you want an overview of the probabilities, then on the 12-hour time frame, a weekly time frame bullish, by the way, 12-hour time frame, higher probabilities for the bullish scenario, preferably still dropping in the 05 to the 786 area, but the bullish scenario has a higher probability. Locally, the probabilities are higher for a WXY, right? Either way, if X is finished or it isn't, but at least a continuation of the range, right? And locally on the 1-hour time frame, because price touched the 886, probabilities are higher to take out this low sooner or later, as any move up is a higher probability of being a C or Y, which is part of a corrective structure, increasing probabilities to still take out the low at a certain moment, either directly or at a later stage. And after price hitting the 886, probabilities here were higher to look for a bounce to the upside. So we got a bit of a bounce, hit some resistance now, the order block here as well that we have touched. So yeah, so far so good. And now we are en route to hit the 886 for the second time. How to handle emotions. I'm not a good trader. Let me help you. Okay. So, emotions, step 5 in the 6 steps I always talk about. I really recommend for you to work on this book, The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. This is by far, link is in the description, by the way, if you're interested, by far the best book on trading psychology I've ever read. By a mile. Trading in the Zone, very outdated, very old. Mark Douglas, an amazing guy, amazing trader. Just the book is nothing compared to this. I have both. I first read the Trading in the Zone book. But The Mental Game of Trading is so much better. It covers all the different psychology problems that you can have with examples. It also gives you a system to work on it, which I think is most important, which you miss in Trading in the Zone, is actually a clear step-by-step guide to work on your trading psychology, which is what this book gives, which is the reason why in the book I have these like whatever you call them, like little papers in the book. So yeah, I would recommend, if you struggle with trading psychology, work on your psychology, get the book. It's literally $20, right? But the result of the $20 invested is going to give you so much more profit in the future. And yeah, it really helped for me. So that's what I recommend, because handling emotions comes down to knowing the signs of, like, so before you make a trading mistake, so psychology wise, there's probably already signs before making the actual mistake that you could have picked up, but you got to learn about trading psychology. Second, if you build data, it also helps. So if you develop a strategy or a plan and you build data in Excel or any other software you like to use, the more data you have, the less emotional influence in trading, because you're gonna trade based on statistics. Meaning, if all the if all the entry rules align, if all your tools align and the setup is complete, it's correct, like it's a correct setup, this and this aligned, you see what you want to see, you take the trade based on data, this is a setup, so you take the trade. It doesn't matter now if it is a loss or a win, because based on data what your win rate is, what your risk to reward ratio is, and it's just about putting in the trades. So the more data you have, the lower your emotional involvement, because you're going to be trading data instead of emotions. I think it goes up, or I'm fearful, all those things. You're just going to trade the data, and you trust the data. The more data you have, the more you can trust it. So I recommend to build a strategy by collecting data, the 6 steps that I always talk about, but also I recommend The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. It's such a great book. Helped me as well. I've actively worked with the system as well for my trading psychology. And I recommend everyone to do the same, yeah. So that would be my way to go. And yeah, for all the books, including this one, I got all the links in the description, because I do get a lot of questions about books. So I just write them down there. Elliott waves and Fibonacci. Well, Elliott waves and Fibonacci go together. They go hand in hand. So you're at the right place. And most of Elliott waves, and everything about Elliott waves and Fibonacci, make sure to check out the playlist here, because I show all the scenarios in Elliott waves and all the Fibonacci retracements, the targets, the extensions, and more. Fib time, volume, examples, tips. So that would be a good playlist to check out. Discord is always a good place to be. Be mindful, because of course there's both beginners and experienced people sharing counts. So you gotta learn who you can trust more than others, I suppose, if you want to compare. Apologize for the multiple thank yous. Brings a smile to my face, so it makes me happy. Cheers, Christine. Thank you. Yeah, and indeed, hope you will enjoy your trading journey, in it for the long run. Go to the right. Kek W, Adam. Yaka bro, didn't get a notification. No problem. I think I already thought people missed a notification based on the data in the beginning, because usually when I have the timer ticking down for 5 minutes, before the stream starts, we're like at 50. And now I think we were at like 15 or 20. And the reason that YouTube sometimes doesn't send out notifications is because I generally upload 3 pieces of content a day. And if I upload 4 pieces of content in less than 24 hours, because it's a 24-hour period, then the 4th piece doesn't get a notification. So for some, at least, I believe it is. Now, unless you upload 3 videos a day exactly at the same time, on the same minute, there's always going to be a video or stream that might not send a notification. But for some people, I guess, some people got a notification, maybe some didn't. Audible is a good one. Do you track fixed volume range from range to range? You can do both, Karen K. Depends what you're looking for. So, for example, on a daily time frame, I'm interested in this, and I also have it in my folders. I'm interested in this volume profile, right? On the 4-hour time frame, I'm interested in this one. However, on a 15-minute time frame, I want to know this one. So as you can see, the volume profile can be used on different time frames for different ranges. So the daily, the 4-hour, the 15-minute, and you can use all of these at the same time. Now it needs to load, so I need to go to the left because on the 15-minute time frame, there we go. No, it doesn't work. It's too low time frame for the biggest volume profile. So let's go to the 1 hour. So yeah, there you go. So you can use the volume profiles of different time frames at the same time, and then look for confluences as well. But yeah, you can. Depends on the time frame. Depends on the range you're looking for. Hey, Jeroen, you got your logo back, but you start with yellow because you were a member. So cheers, Jeroen. Welcome to bronze. Welcome back. Now you got the badge. Nice, yeah. So because you were a member before, you immediately start at yellow. What's up, Greg? Greg from Boston. Americans coming in. What's up, Greg? Welcome. Good to have you here. Bullish CVD divergence happening again. I'll have a look in a second. If we update the LOI, I don't know what the if we update the low, you mean LOW, the low? Ah, yeah, okay. If we update the low, will it confirm that X is in? No, because X can still be a flat, and your most common flat pattern is or target is of course down here. No, it doesn't yet confirm a wave X finished. So more patience needed. And I do like what Moss2 said as well, is if this is your first bigger W, you can still have a W, X, Y for the weekend. Range, and then go for your wave Y to the downside. So probabilities are higher your X is still not finished at the moment. Okay, Jay-Z, let me have a look in Discord. What's your username in Discord, Jay-Z? So the reason that Jay-Z got banned is because of suspicious activity. Was it that your account was hacked or something? I don't know what it was. Jeroen, look at him go. Jeroen gifting a membership. What's up, man? Thanks, Jeroen. That's very kind. Dogan Basturk. Make sure to send me an email, koenztrading@outlook.com, with your YouTube, Discord, and if you have Telegram username, because I will bump you up to silver, because the gift is a bronze membership, which doesn't give you anything as it's the bronze membership. It supports $3 there, but I will bump you up to silver so that you at least have something like some use of having a membership for a month. So send me an email and I will get you sorted and put you in silver. Jay-Z though, what is your username? Because YouTube automatically bans many people, usually of course scam accounts. So I would need to know what your account name is to find you. There's many pages with scammers that are banned already. Maybe if I look for Jay. Oh, here, Jay-Z. I think it's JZ88, no? Let me know. Is your account username JZ88? W zigzag, X zigzag, Y expanding flat, now currently evolving. Yes, it is. Okay. Can you try to join again now, JZ? And let me know if it works. I just unbanned you in the list. I saw you in the list, yeah. Zigzag, and Y and expanding flat. But you're looking for price to move up. So you are then looking at a W, X, and then a Y, right? That's what you're looking for, Moss. Yeah, let me know, Jay-Z. But Moss, I think this is then what you're looking for, right? In your count. W, zigzag, X, preferably actually double zigzag because your wave C is so short, but you know, whatever, corrective structure. And then A, B, C. Of course, we have CVD divergences with the low again, but that's the third time. So I don't really like to use that CVD. I would prefer to look for more local strength and support. So the bearish CVD is on the way down, played out now. And now we're here. So what I prefer to see for the bulls is to see a grind to the upside, right? A bit of a range to the upside and see some bullish CVDs coming in as well. Of course, we have a little bit of bullish CVDs here now. But you want to see that continue. This is just one move up, one move down. Preferably I look for high, low, high, low, high, low. Change the local market structure. See bullish CVDs coming in as well. That would be good. Okay, I see what you mean now, Miles. And then that WXY is in a bigger X, right? So you have your W, WXY, X, and then your Y, right? Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Of course, in that case, we want to take the lows before the weekend, preferably, right? Or, I mean, hey, wait a minute. During the weekend would be interesting as well, because, of course, people are free. So they're behind the computer. They're trying to trade a little bit. They think support is breaking. So the weekend warriors are going to trade the breakout short. They get wicked, liquidity, and they're immediately in a lost position, moving up, getting stopped out. I mean, from a psychology point of view, it would be actually quite nice to have that in the weekend because there's more retail. But yeah. Oh. Okay. Okay, everyone. Well, it's time for me to move on with the plan. Been online for 1.5 hours. I just noticed the time, almost 5 p.m. here as well. There will be an update tonight, right? But I definitely have some other stuff to do again. So make sure you trade safe. So the probabilities haven't changed. Communicated these, of course, earlier in the live stream as well. But on a weekly time frame, bullish, 12-hour bullish, but preferably with the bullish scenario still looking for price to dip down to lower levels, ending the corrective structure after the 21st of June would be ideal. Locally, currently, a bigger WXY has a higher probability, where preferably your wave X is not yet finished, and everything that we have here is part of your wave X still. So where we simply continue this range for a bit longer to finish X later, before then a wave Y to the downside. Because price touched the 886, probabilities are higher to sooner or later take out this low, because any move up has a higher probability of being a wave C or Y now because of the 886 touch. Increasing probabilities to sooner or later take out the low here. So pretty much the higher price goes, the better the short. Locally, after the 886 touch here and price moving up, we were looking for a bit of a bounce. We got a bit of a bounce to the upside, hitting resistance. We hit the order block here as well. Just missed out on the golden pocket. We did hit the order block. So we did get that bounce to the upside here, bit of a grind. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If we pass the golden pocket, all right, then your next area is the daily. Oh, where is it? 68.2, and above that there's a bit at 69.3 of resistance, but above that you're pretty much at the box above 70.8, 71k. Below price, wicking the double bottom is of course support, and then we have here 65.1, 65.3. So yeah, that's the probabilities. That's the probabilities. Yeah, WXYs, they're in the beginning very difficult, very complex. Always good to learn the basics first and all the other scenarios before jumping into WXYs. Did you take the apartment? We want to take it, yes, but we need to be chosen. In the end, of course, we're not the only ones interested, and we need to get picked. So it's up to the owner now to hopefully choose us. I mean, that's the way it goes now in the housing market. But yeah, possible to last those time. A diagonal to the upside has potential, but I don't really want to count this 15 or doing very low time frame stuff. So yeah, possibly, but I prefer to be patient here and just wait for some more clarity. We were looking for a bounce, got a bit of a bounce, and yeah, pretty much it. So the low 2 days ago, this one. Oh, that's way too early. You only have a wave 1. You still need 2 to be finished then at the low, and then you still need a 3, 4, 5. So until wave 4 is in, I don't recommend to look at diagonals. Very low probabilities to look for diagonals before wave 4 is in. So a trend line, November 23rd. Yeah, trend lines can act as support or resistance. So 3 waves inside 1, 3, 5. That is possible in a diagonal, but you only have a finished wave 1 here. This move up is by itself, not a diagonal, of course. This is only your wave 1 in that case. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5. This is not a diagonal. This would be a wave 1 in a diagonal. So yes, it can be wave 1, but it until your wave 4 is in, it's very low probabilities to already think about diagonals because you only have a first structure. So it makes much more sense to think about a flat, think about a WXY before going into diagonals, because a diagonal has a very low probability. Even though you have a zigzag, you need a lot more data before diagonals get higher probabilities in Elliott waves compared to other structures. Okay. Time to move on. Oh man, I love answering questions. If you do have any questions, of course, make sure to comment below the video. That's gonna end very soon, and or write me in Discord. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. See what the weekend is gonna give us, and if maybe before the weekend we get at least a little bit of action on the chart, right? Going either way. The probabilities have been communicated. So that is what we're going to look out for. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Make sure to check out the book list, and especially for the ones that struggle with psychology, it's the first book in the I think the education book list that I have in the description. So check that one out. It's not my book, by the way. I'm also not affiliated to Jared Tendler. I don't know him personally, but I'm just a fan. So yeah. And Dogan, send me an email indeed, so I can bump you up to silver. That being said, thanks everyone. Thanks for being here. And tomorrow is another live stream, but tonight will be an update, a normal video. And then tomorrow morning a video, and tomorrow afternoon a live stream. So enough content coming your way. Bye.